Okay, let's get started. Hello everybody, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yes, we can.
Sorry? Okay, okay, okay. Let's get started. Uh, I am Hassan Al-Shannawi. I'm serving as the Region 8 lead for IEEEXtreme this year actually. Uh, Also, I am an embedded software engineer. Also, we have Muhammad Mahmoud. Muhammad Mahmoud. He is also a software engineer, and he had participated within more than one competition and contest within programming and problem solving. Actually, I want to say that we can have some little rules. Okay. Please make. I think I'm going to write them here. Please make your microphones muted most of the time. Number two, please use the raise hand button. Actually, this button, I'm clicking on raise hand button when you need to ask a question or say something. Actually, I prefer you that have a piece of paper beside you to write down your questions, and when you need to ask, you just raise your hand, click on the raise hand button. Then I'm going to receive your questions when I see that this is the time for for these questions, and I'm going to answer them. Okay. These are just the two small rules that we are going to work within in these sessions in order to maximize the benefits for this training. Actually, I'd like to say also another thing. This training uh, has a content. I think you have read the full content within the Facebook. Actually, when you search about Region 8 programming training on, I think I'm going to have okay, I'm going to write IEEEXtreme. Yes, that's it. I don't know what is ms. Okay, what is this? I'm not needed English actually. I don't know what is this language actually. Okay, these are the topics, or that's the content we are going to talk about actually. I can divide these topics into two parts actually. I think this is could be part one. I'm going to enlarge the page a little. Okay, that's good. This is about programming primitives. We are going to talk about what are the variables, how to get input from the user, how to make an output to the user, how to use conditions, how to use loops, arrays, functions, and things like this, or these. This part is my part. I'm going to explain this part. They are considering me and assign these topics to me at the trainings I made in university and so on. So I'm going to talk about these topics actually. Then Muhammad Muhammad, our next instructor, is going to talk about all of these. Okay, these topics are meant to be under the umbrella of problem solving, programming problem solving. What what is the complexity analysis? Its meaning, and especially something called the big O notation within the topic of complexity analysis. Muhammad is going to talk about C++ STL. STL is for standard library of C++. Some kind of standard structures, data structures you are going to use when you are going to solve problems. This is the topic, C++ STL. Frequency array, prefix sum, divisors, factors, and the primes. These topics, divisors and factors and the primes, also GCD and LCM. These topics is or are related to mathematics a little. Also bit masking and bit manipulation. A technique or an idea called top pointers. It's an idea to solve some problems, and also binary search. It's an algorithm to solve some searching problems. These are the topics. Actually, I'm going to copy these. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. This is part 1 with me, Hassan El Shenawi. And this is the second part, okay, with Muhammad Mahmoud. Okay, actually this part is about 5 sessions starting from today. Okay, and this part is about something like from 8 to 10 sessions actually, but it's not an absolute number because we are considering some factors within the attendees, use attendees. So it's going to be a minimum of 8 sessions and a maximum of 10 sessions. You know that we are going to meet 2 times a week, today, Friday, and Saturday, every week. Okay, at this very time, 8 o'clock in Greenwich, actually, Greenwich timing. Okay, I'm going to write this here also. 8 p.m. Greenwich. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to check if someone have a question or something. No, there are no questions. I'm going to check about your chat. Okay, Rasta has said I can. I think you are going to say that you can see my screen. Okay, Rasta Armando, how long is this session? This session is going to be about 1 hour and a half and 2 hours, maximum 2 hours, not more than 2 hours. Okay. Which programming language are going to be used? Yes, that's right. C++ is going to be the main programming language for this training. It is what we are going to use, C++. Okay, I think we are ready to start right now. Okay, let's get started. Actually, I would like to say that I have prepared some materials, and I'm going to share these materials with you in a Google Drive folder. Actually, I'm going to make a Google Drive folder and email it to you. Also, there is a try. We are trying to make a recorded version of this training actually. So I couldn't assure that we are going to make all the sessions recorded, but we are working on this right now. And if a session is recorded, I'm going to share this session with you also. Please try keep following your email, and also try to keep following your junk or spam folders within your email. Sometimes the email messages are going to be received within these folders, so you have to check about these folders actually. Okay, let's get started. I have prepared this folder for this session actually. We are going to talk about I'd like to write about these actually. I think this file is going to be helpful, so I'm going to save it actually. I'm going to be saved here. Okay. Okay. Notes. I'm going to okay. About these topics. Make your microphone muted, please. Thank you.
Hi, David.
Thank you. Okay. First one, what is the difference between all of these? Okay, sorry. We're going to start from zero actually. So if somebody wanted to use his time in a better way, so you could skip the first. You could skip the first 5 sessions if you know about these topics. What is a variable? How you could get input? How you could obtain output? How you could use the conditions, the loops, the arrays, functions. You could skip these sessions and start after the first 5 sessions actually. Okay. Okay. What's the difference between text editor, compiler, IDE, and online judge? Okay. The next thing is going to be setup of code blocks IDE. We're going to use this IDE actually. Okay. The next thing is going to be how to make an output, and how to get input from the user of the program, and how to use the loops in programming. These are our topics, okay, for this session 1. Okay. Okay, let's get started. I don't think okay. What are all of these? What is a text editor? What's a compiler? What's an IDE? What's an online IDE? What is an online judge? Actually, we are going to talk about all of these right now. Okay. Okay, a text editor is something you could write within. You could write text within. Actually, a text editor is something you could write text within, like this. This is a text editor. Notepad. Your notepad. This notepad actually. This notepad program or application is a text editor. Okay. There are more advanced text editors like this. There is a text editor called the Visual Studio Code. I have this program on my machine. This also is considered as a text editor. Visual Studio Code. It has this appearance, and you could make a new file and write something, and it could make some highlighting for you for your language, you are going to write your text within, actually. Sorry, I think there is a problem here. Okay. Okay. This is a new file, actually. Okay. I could select a language like C++ or something, and I'm going to write something in C++ like this, and the text editor is going to make the highlighting for me, and it could make an auto completion for me. Okay, something like when I write a function like this, actually, void my function, something like this. When I am going to call this function, he could or it could make some auto completion, but I think there is a problem with my device here. Okay, anyway, you get it. This is called a text editor. Okay, you can write text to them. That's it. There are many different text editors. Notepad is a one. Visual Studio Code is another. Notepad++ is another. Also there is Atom. There are many more. Okay, text editors. I think there is no questions till now. Okay, that's good. The next thing is the compiler. Okay, what is a compiler? A compiler is a program you could use to transfer your programs from the language that is written within, like C++. When you write a program in C++, then you could use a compiler. A compiler is another program to transfer or translate its contents to another language that is readable or executable for your computer. Actually, this is called a compiler. You could make something very basic like this. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Let's make a folder here called test folder. Okay, I think I'm going to use something to magnify our screen. Okay, I'm going to put this here. Actually, yes, that's it. Okay, I'm going to make a small file here. I'm going to call it, or I'm going to use some kind of the pre-prepared files here, a small file here. Actually, this is a program I have written in C++. It's called, I called it Hello World. Okay, its content is like this. Okay, this is written in C++. Actually, we are going to talk about all of these. Actually, this is written in C++. The people who know about C++ and C are going to understand. Hash include IEEEXtreme using namespace std main, and this is the instruction that is going to be executed. Actually, see out hello world. I'm going to tell my computer to print hello world on the screen. Actually, okay, so please, my computer, print hello world on the screen. This is a small program, a little program, very simple program. I'm going to compile it. Actually, when I see something like this, okay, I couldn't execute this program. When I'm double click on it, or try to execute it, it couldn't be executed actually. In Windows, you could execute programs in a way like this. Okay, you have, this is called the command prompt of Windows actually. You could execute programs here. This is not required for you to understand what is a command prompt in Windows, but I'm going to explain how it's going to be executed actually. Okay, this is one hello world. When I'm typing the title of the program I have written, then I'm going to click on enter, the enter button. It's going to be executed. Here it's not going to be executed because it is not transferred or translated to the language that the computer can understand. So it's something no something happened actually. There are no something happened here. There is no execution, there is no hello world on the screen. Okay, what I'm going to do is to execute the compiler on. Okay, here we have told that the compiler is another program that's going to run on our program. Okay, the program we have written on a language like C++. So it's going to be translated in a language that the computer can understand, so the computer can execute it. Okay, so let's see how we are going to compile it. We are going to use a compiler. We are going to use something like G++. G++ is another program. I couldn't know what is this, but I think I have opened the program. Okay, this is the way that the execution of our program happened. It opened. It is opened in another program, like a text editor to view its content. But it's not the case actually. We are going here back. We are going to run a compiler on our program to make it run. Okay, I want this to be translated, so I'm going to write something like G++. G++ is the compiler. It is the program that's going to translate our program from C++ to the computer language. Then I'm going to write its title. Then I'm going to supply its a new name, the executable of it. Here are our compilation. The compilation process is going to be done. Then a new file here appeared. That's a compilation process. You have a file, you have a source file, you have a text file that contains some words in a language like C++. Then you are going to run your compiler on it. Then a new file appears. This file is written in a language that the computer can understand and can execute its contents. Now we are going to execute it, so we are going to write something like out.exe. Then we have hello world here. After the execution of, I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, after I have written actually out.exe, I have executed the program that's called out.exe. Then hello world appeared on the screen. That's it. This is called compilation, and the program who had made this process is called compiler. Is this clear, guys? I want to make sure that this is clear actually. If it's not clear, please raise your hands and I'm going to answer your questions right now. Okay, no one raised his hand. Okay, so I think there is no problem. Okay, go on, Nairis. I think your name is Nairis.
Natives.
Okay, okay.
Hi. I just want to uh, I just want to know if the command line to compile our program is GCC or G++.
Okay, okay, that's a good question. Uh, uh, I would like to say that when we are going to use C++, it's better to compile it with G++, and when we are going to use the language C, not C++, it's better to compile it with GCC. That's it for now, actually. Okay, Nairis?
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, welcome. But we are not going to do this anymore. We are going to use an IDE in a few minutes. That's called code blocks. We are going to use code blocks to write and compile and run our programs. Just a moment. Okay, guys, I'm going to move on. I think we have done. Okay, the next step is what is an IDE. Okay, IDE is an acronym for uh, integrated development environment. Okay, and this integrated development environment, it is a program that combines it. I'm going to write it here. It combines text editor plus the compiler in our case, and sometimes it combines also the command prompt, and it could combine something called debugger and many more actually in one solution or in one program. Okay, this is called an IDE. That's the difference between an IDE and a compiler and text editor. IDE is a program that combines all of these in one place actually. A compiler is one program that translates a program from its language to a language that a computer can understand. A text editor is a place to write within. An IDE is a place to write within and compile and run and debug and so on. Okay, that's very simple and very basic. I would like to show you some examples of the IDEs actually. We have something called Visual Studio, and there is a difference between Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. I would write I would uh, I would write this here actually. Visual, that's a common mistake actually. Visual Studio versus Visual Studio Code. That is a text editor, and this is an IDE. Okay, there is a difference here. By default, Visual Studio Code does not contain any compilers or something. It's a place to write in, and it has some more functionalities. It's an advanced text editor. But this Visual Studio, it comes with its compilers and debuggers and it combines all of these in one place actually. So this is an example of IDEs. Okay, this is Visual Studio. Okay, there is something called Eclipse also. Eclipse IDE, I would like to say about it. Eclipse IDE, this is called Eclipse actually. That's, I would like to, yes, that's better actually. Okay, yes, it's better. This is called Eclipse, another example of IDEs. Okay, you see it has some more okay, let's make this bigger. It has more menus here, and it has more buttons. This button is for run, this button is for debugging, and so on. Okay, you could write your code here. Okay, and you could see what's going on within these views, actually problems. This is for Java language actually. Okay, and so on. I think it's clear there now. What's a text editor about, and what is a compiler about, and what is an IDE about. There are some online IDEs or online compilers actually. I could search about an online C++ IDE. Okay, then okay, we have some kind of, they called it compiler. I like this more actually. That's called an online compiler or an online IDE actually. It's an online IDE. So you could, I would like to make it more big. You could write your code here actually. Okay, write your C++ code here. Then you are going to click on this button, and the program runs at once. Okay, so this is called an online IDE. So you could find some online IDEs for your languages and your some online compilers or IDEs for your language you are going to use actually. Okay, I think it's more clear. There is another topic or another title we are going to talk about. That's called online judge. Okay, what's an online judge and the difference between the online judge and the online IDE? There is a very big difference. Okay, one of the famous online judges, let me here to say that this is an example actually. Okay, one of the famous online judges actually, it's called Code Forces. Okay, and there are more. There is the one that IEEEXtreme uses, CS Academy. Okay, and there are many more actually. I'd like to show you an example of an online judge, which is Code Forces, and how you could solve a problem within Code Forces actually. So you could know about the online judge, what is an online judge, and how you could use it, and its difference or the differences between the online judge and the online IDE. There is a very big difference. Okay, so let's see something like this. Okay, I have prepared this link here. This is a problem on Code Forces actually. I have prepared it to just show you what I mean by an online judge. This is a problem on an online judge, which is Code Forces. I think you could see Code Forces here. It's written here, Code Forces, and this bar is about some important places or important links like contests, a problem set, groups, ratings, and so on. You could find what you want. You could find some problems to solve and so on. This problem is one of the problems. It's a very famous problem in code forces. It's called the Vanya and the fence. Okay. He is going to explain what is going on. This is the text of the problem, what's going on actually, and what you are going to solve. Then he is going to tell you what he is going to supply, what's the data you are going to be supplied with, what's your input actually, okay, and what is the output that you are going to satisfy actually. This is the output you are going to satisfy when you solve the problem. There are some examples here, okay. He's going to input something like 3 and 7, 4, 5, 14. Then the right output is 4, 6 and 1. Then the right output is 6, 6, 1 and 6 ones. The output is 6. That's not something like a magic or something. No, he has explained what's going on here, how you could solve this problem. When you search about this problem actually, Vanya and fence, and read about it, it's a very simple problem actually. When you are going to solve it by hand, or you are going to solve in your mind, it's a very simple problem. And the inputs are going to be like these. These inputs these inputs have real meanings actually. These have real meanings actually. 3 is about the numbers you are going to take in the second line. These are 3 numbers. And 7 is something about a conditioning, smaller than or greater than 7. 4 is smaller than 7, 5 is smaller than 7, 14 is greater than 7. Then you are going to compute or calculate a number according to the text here. He has mentioned how you could calculate the result, and you are going to print or making an output of the result here actually. Okay, this is called an online George, and it has problems, and this is a problem. It has a text, it has specifications, some specifications for the input, and also some specifications for the output. Okay, some examples here. Okay, I think here is going to explain what are the examples about. Then you are going to make a submission with a programming language code, okay, that solves this problem. So I'm going here to this button. I'm going to click on it, submit code. I'm going to submit my code. Okay. Okay, he is going to ask you about what you are going to submit. You are going to submit a solution. Yes, I'm going to submit a solution for this problem. It was on around 355 division 2. The problem is called Vanya and fence. I'm going to supply a solution in C++ actually, which is compiled with the compiler GNU G++14. Okay, I have prepared the code here actually. This is one of the solutions for the problem. I would like to make a copy of it, and then this is a place or a space you are going to supply or submit your code here. I made a paste here. Okay, I pasted the code here. Okay, this is the solution I'm going to submit with. Then I'm going to click on this button, submit, and he's going to make some calculations, and he's going to run my code on some tests, and it's accepted. You see, he has accepted my test. He has run my my code on some tests. We are going to call it test cases. Test cases. They are called test cases actually. I'm going to show you here. This is my code. This is the code I have made a submission with. Then he had run this test case actually. 3 and 7, 4, 5, 14. The output is 4 and my answer is 4. Sorry, the output from my code is 4 and the right answer is 4. It's okay. The next one, 6 1, 6 ones, 6 6. It's okay. 6 and 5. These are the 5 numbers. The output is 11. The output is 11. That's right. Okay. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You see, you have here like 29 test cases that your code has solved it and solved it the right way, so your solution is accepted. You see this number, 29 test cases have been run on your code actually. It could be more, it could be 100, it could be 200 and many more. There is no a restriction on them. So the online judge is a place when you find when you find some problems and you are going to solve these problems, and you are going to solve these problems with code after you read what the problem is going to say and what are its inputs and its outputs. Okay, you could see the examples mentioned, and you are going to submit some code that can solve this problem, and the online judge runs your code on some test cases. When it's finished and finished the right way, then your solution is accepted. That's it. Okay, I think it's more clear now. Anyone have some question or something? I'm waiting for you, for your questions. Okay, I see that no one has raised his hand. Okay, so I'm going to continue. We have satisfied these titles. What's a text editor, what's a compiler, what's an IDE, what's an online judge, and what's an online IDE, and the difference between them. Okay, there is a very, very big difference. I'm going to save it. Okay. Now we are going to make the setup for the code blocks. I'm going to give me one more minute. There's a problem here. Yes, that's it. I don't want this anymore. Okay, we have here our notes. So we have completed this. We are going to this. We would like to set up our IDE we are going to use within this training, and so on. Okay, so you are going to search about code blocks like this. Code blocks. Okay, go to downloads here. Choose this, download the binary release. Choose this, download the binary release. Then hover down here. Okay, you are going to find, if you are using Windows, Microsoft Windows, okay, you are going to see these options. We are going to set up this option. Okay, check if your computer has 64 or 32 operating system actually. When you are going to check about it, if you are going to use, or your operating system is 64, and I think, or I believe, more of you has this option, then you are going to download this actually. Code blocks 20 min GW setup, or when you are going to use the 32-bit, okay, you are going to use this option. I'm going to make it large actually. 20 min GW 32-bit setup. Okay, I'm going to use this actually. So go to SourceForge here, and wait for the download. Okay, you are going to download it in short. Actually, I have made this download before, right here. Okay, and I'm going to make the setup. It's very smooth actually. He's going to ask me if I want to use this software or not. Yes, that's it. I'm going to make let's make it larger here. Okay, that's it. Next. Yes, this license is I agree to this license. There is no problem. Default installation, there is no problem. Okay, code blocks, C program files, code blocks. Okay, install. And it's going to extract its contents. And when it's finished, then I have an IDE to use with C and C++ actually. And also you could use it with some more language actually. It's going to extract some files. I think it's very simple. Okay. Anyone has a question or something, please raise your hand. Okay, let's finish. Do you want to run it? No, I don't want to run it right now. Okay, it's finished. It's finished. Just like this. Just like this. It's very simple. So now we could start to make some magic with programming. The next thing we are going to talk about, these are completed. Let's talk about these lines, how you could make an output. Okay, let me explain something. Okay, when you are going to study or learn a new programming language, you are know nothing about it. You are know nothing about it. Okay, so please do this for me and for yourself. Okay, search about 4 things. Okay, so when you are going to learn a new language that you know nothing about it, please search about 4 instructions, 4 basic instructions within the language, or 4 statements, 4 basic statements, 4 basic words. Okay, the first one is the output instruction, or the output statement. How to make an output, that's it. The second one, the input instruction, or the input statement. How you could input something to your computer. The next one, the loop instruction. How you could make some loops, some iterative pieces of code. Okay, the next one is the conditional instructions. These are statement. These are the basic 4 blocks, or the basic 4 instructions or statements or keywords within your language. Then you are going to learn more and more, and you are going to make the best use of your language actually. So in our case here in C++, actually we have the output instruction is called printf. This is one instruction for output, and there is another one called cout. So we have 2 instructions, or 2 words, or 2 statements we are going to use to make an output, and you are going to see these instructions by example right now. Okay, the input words or statements are going to be something like scanf and cn. When you are going to make a loop, you have some choices actually. You have something called while, you have something called do. Okay, do while. You have something called for. Okay, now you are going to learn, or you are learning right now actually. Make this here and this here and this here. Okay, that's it. When you want to make something like a conditional instruction, okay, you have 2 main words, something called if and something called switch case. Okay, so in the C language or the C++ language, you have these keywords. They are keywords. Okay, key words for this purpose. These purposes are the output, the input, the loop, the conditional programming or conditional processing. Okay, these are the purpose you are going to want to achieve when you are going to write a program. So the statement or the keyword for making an output on the screen is printf and cout. The statements or the keywords to have an input from the user on the screen also and using the keyboard is called scanf and cn. The statements to making some looping within your program are going to be while, do while, and for. Okay, the statements for making some conditions. If you see something, make something. If you want something, make something. If you know something, say something. Like this. If, this is called if statement, and switch case statement. Okay, these are the main or the basics when you are going to learn any language. I think there are no questions here. Okay, I'm going to continue. The first one we are going to use is the output. Okay, we're going to see printf and see out on action. Okay, let's get started. We are going to use our code blocks here. This is something that I don't know about, but okay. Look here, we are going to create a new project. That's very easy. Create a new project. Okay. Then I don't know what's the problem, but I'm going to investigate about it. Okay. I think there is something like timing problem for Microsoft Teams or something, but I don't think so. But I'm going to investigate. Okay. I'm going to.
I think Microsoft team just adjusted the time for a meeting for 1 hour. That's why each time when he ran out of time, he closed
maybe
the meeting.
maybe it is adjusted for 1 hour. Maybe I'm going to see about it. But I'm going to wait for you for the others to join in for 2 minutes actually. So please wait for 2 minutes. I'm so sorry for that. One more minute and you are going to start again. I'm sorry for this. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's continue. We were here. Okay. I want to create a new project. Create a new project here. Then you are going to choose. I'm searching for a console application. AVR project. Right. Console application here. You are going to choose this console application. Then click on go and next you are going to choose C++. Next, what are you going to name your project? Okay, I'm going to name it test project. Test project, or let me project test. That's fine. I'm going to save it here. Okay, and actually it's very tricky here. It's better to make a new folder for your project. So I'm going to make a new folder, project test. Okay, I'm going to select this folder. So our project title is project test and it's going to be saved within this folder. Next, finish, and that's it. You have a project in code blocks, so you could write some C++ code and test it and work with. Okay, I think that's clear. You have here the files you are going to use. So our file is called main, and that's it. That's there is some pre-prepared code here from code blocks. So thank you, code blocks, to prepare this code for me. Thank you. That program prints hello world on the screen. We are going to do this, but with our way actually. I need to make it bigger, so I think okay, let me make this more bigger. Let this go away and let this more bigger. Okay, I think when I going to know, but okay. Tab size, no. Zoom. What zoom? How can I make a zoom here? It's not clear actually. Okay, let me try something. Just a moment, guys. Okay, now it's bigger. When I'm going to scroll and use the control button, it's going to be bigger. Okay, actually, so it's bigger now. Thank you. Let's get started. So our program is here actually. Here you have some examples I have prepared for you. Okay, so for the output instructions, these are two programs are going to use them in order. That's the first one. Okay, very simple. I'm going to copy this program and put it here in CodeBlocks IDE, so it's clear now. Okay guys, let me introduce you to the C++ language. Okay, when you are going to write a program, you are going to see something like this. Okay, you are going to write these words actually for now, and then we are going to explain it. We are going to explain it more and more actually. We have here something called main, integer main, and the bracket, this kind of bracket. Okay, then it has its matching pair. Okay, it's matching one actually. So these are pairs of brackets. Okay, and there is a statement here called return 0. Okay, we are going to use this template at any program. Your code here, your code is here, is going to be written here. It's at this region actually. You could write what you want in C++ at this area actually. Actually, this is called the main function for C++, and the program execution starts here from the main. Okay, from this, after this bracket actually, the program is going to be executed one instruction by one instruction and so on, and when it reaches return 0, it finishes its execution actually. We have some more line here that's called hash include stdio.h. This is a library that contains some instructions, some more instructions in the language. Okay, we are going to use it. So the way you could write it in C++, like hash include, and the file you are going to use its contents within these kind of brackets, triangle brackets. Okay, I think it's clear actually. Our program is going to be like this. A moment ago I said that we have two instructions to make an input on the screen, printf and cout. Okay, we are going to explain printf first. So it's very simple here in this example. We are going to write something like this: print f, and the f is for formatting actually, if I remember. The phrase we are going to print is hello world. Don't forget to write this semicolon. This is called semicolon. This is called semicolon. It's very important in these languages, C and C++, also Java. These languages, or this family of languages, uses the semicolon after each instruction, after each single instruction actually. Okay, so this is very, very important. This semicolon is very, very important. Okay, what's written here is the word or the phrase hello world. I think I have a problem here. Okay, that's right. What is this? This is called escape character, to make some kind of escape character. This is called escape character. I'm going to write it here. Okay, let's write it here. Escape character. What is this escape character? There is a table of escape characters in C++ and C language. Okay, that are used to for some special purposes, like when you want to make a new line after the printing. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so this this splash backslash n, okay, is about making a new line after printing the word or the phrase hello world. Okay, don't also forget to use these quotation marks. Okay, these quotation marks in a pair like this. I think it's clear. Also, I want to say that when you are going to make something like a comment in programming, we are going to write some comments here. So this is a comment actually. This is a comment. This is a comment. Use these two slashes and write what you want in a single line actually. So this is a comment, and we could write here print hello world like this. I'm going to explain what I'm going to do with this instruction. It's very simple. Okay, so this is a comment here. So that's it. When I'm going to run this program, I have here these buttons. Okay, I'm going to use this single button always. Okay, I'm going to show you this button. This button. Okay, it is called build and run. So it compiles our code and runs our code at once. Compiles and runs our code at once. Okay, so let's make it. Okay, I'm going to save it and start building and running. Okay, there is a problem here. The compiler option is not set up correctly, and fix the compiler's setup. Okay, I have some problem here. Try to run compiler executable but failed. I don't know what this is about, but there is a problem when I have made the setup of this program actually. So I'm going to have another way to explain this, but I think we could solve it. Compiler, global compiler settings, global compiler settings. There's a problem here. Yes, global compiler settings, and to the chain executables. That's it. Okay. There is no code blocks here, I think. So I believe it could be here in program files. Code blocks. Okay, I think that's it actually. Okay. He couldn't find his compiler. Okay, now we are going. That's hello world here. I think it is clear here. We have the hello world printed on the screen. Okay, so that's it. I'm going back. And so, okay, I think I could also make this more bigger. like this actually, or this. No. This. No. That's very bad actually. I don't know why they couldn't provide us with some more clear fonts actually. Okay, I'm going to set it as before. Okay, that's better, I think. Yes, it's better. Hello world here. I think it appears. Okay. So that's our first program. Printf hello world. When I'm run it, it prints hello world on the screen actually. Okay. When I just remove this escape character, okay, you couldn't see a big difference, but what if I'm going to print another word also? Printf like welcome. Okay, let's see. So it prints hello world and welcome. When I'm going to remove this escape character and run it again, you see hello world and welcome are combined together in the same line. There is no separator, there is no new line. So this tells our screen to have a new line for the word welcome. I think it's more clear actually. So please guys, if you have a question or something, raise your hands and I'm going to answer your questions. Yes, Omar, go on. Omar Nigm, go on.
Okay. I see we saved the program in C++ file, but it's written in C language. Can be this also right?
Yes, okay. Actually, C and C++ shares the same basic syntax, okay? And it's the same way you are going to write the program. When you are going to write the program in C, like a program like us, like our program Hello World. This is a simple program. You are going to write this program in the same way, so it is the same in C and C++. They share the same basic syntax. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, I'm waiting. I think there's no more questions. Okay, let's see the next program. I could reach it here very quickly. Oh, so that's it. Okay, it's the same program but using the other keyword that's called cout. So I'm going to print hello world on the screen using the cout. Its syntax is like this: cout, and the two we could call them like arrows or something. Okay. then we are going to write what we are going to print on the screen, hello world, like this, and that's it. Okay, so actually you see that we have different library we are using. We have used something called IEEEXtreme in order to use the cout keyword actually, and also we have used something called std. Okay, using namespace std. Namespace is something in C++ actually. Namespace is something like a space for some entities or some definitions. Okay, that's called std. This namespace is called std. So we are going to instruct our compiler that we are using the namespace std alongside IEEEXtreme library. So we are printing hello world in this way using cout in a safe way actually. Let's try it. Sorry. Here our IDE. Okay, that's our program. It's the same actually, but using cout. Okay, cout hello world, and our escape character, which is \n to make a new line. Okay, let's make it run. Hello world, the same behavior. That's the syntax. Okay, we could also print welcome here on the same, or using the same code line, using this separator. Okay, okay, and that's it. It prints hello world and welcome, and when I remove the \n here, they are combined together, they are concatenated actually. So that's it. I think it's clear also. I would share with you something. When we are going to remove this line using namespace std, okay, and we are going to compile it, we have an error here. It says cout wasn't declared in this scope, so we want to provide this scope by writing this. So this is the namespace std that cout is member of, and it has this notation to express that it's one of its members actually. Okay, when we are going to compile, it runs safely. But for simplicity, it's better to use this format. So don't think about it very much, and use it. IEEEXtreme and std all together. Cout hello world, and that's it. I think it's very clear and very neat actually. So it's straightforward. Any questions here? Okay, that's it. And we are going to the next program. The input, how to take an input from the user actually. We are going to explain about scanf firstly. So we could take a look here. This is our program. This program is going to take two inputs from the user, two variables, two values actually, two values from the user. One is called A and the other is called B. Okay, and we are going to make summation of these variables or these values. We are going to add what is inside A to what is inside B, and we have the result printed on the screen. Okay, that's it. It's very clear. I'm going to run it firstly and then explain what's going on. Okay, let's run this program. Here the program asks me to input something, to write down something. Okay, I'm going to write 8. Okay, then the program asks me for the second variable or the second value I'm going to add to the first value, so something like 3. So the result is 12, 11. Okay, it's very clear actually, and the program is very simple, and you see this is its behavior. 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. How this is going to be achieved? Here, that's a new thing to you. We have made some definitions, we have made some declarations for 3 variables. Call them values for now, values, and they are of the type integer. So that's it. Int, int, okay, int, integer. I need 2 integers, 2 integer values. One is called a, one is called b, one is called c. So these are our values, a and b and c. Okay, and here this is our keyword scanf. We are going to use scanf to get input from the user. We are going to use a and b for our input. Okay, we're going to have the first value from the user within a and the second value from the user within b. So we had used a and b here, okay, to get the input from the user, and this is for formatting. This represents the format for a and b actually. So d, this is actually an percent sign with d. Okay, percent sign with d. Okay, percent d. This is a format for the decimal. So our values are going to be and the integers in the decimal form. Okay, I'm going to write 8 and 3, 11 and 12, something like this. Okay, or the usage of scanf, you are going to write here your format, actually your format, and to write ampersand and sign before each value. So you are going to take the values from the user a and b here, and they are going to be stored in a and b. This statement is going to make the summation a plus b, the sum of a and b, and it puts the result within c, the third value or the third variable. Okay, this is called the value or variable for now, and I'm going to print the result is, okay, and this is the format for the result. Actually it is decimal also. C, I'm going to print C, what are the contents of C. So C contains the sum of these 2 variables, and it's going to be printed on the screen with the format percent %d, which is decimal for decimal. This is in the C language and the C++ language. Okay, so I think it's clear now, and the program runs like this, and 6 are going to be 12, 3 and 4 are going to be 7, and that's it. So this is for input. This is the input statement actually, and also this is an assignment. This could be called an assignment to C. A plus B, this sum is assigned to C in the C language or C++ language. Do we have any question or something? Okay, our next program is going to be the last one. We are going to make it for today. We are going to say that's enough. Okay, and the last program, which is about loops, are going to be explained tomorrow. So the next program and the last one actually is the CN program. It's more simple. Okay, you see, I have declared A and B and C, these three values, and made the input here. There is no use or usage of formatting or something. Just write this, write CN. Okay, CN, the first variable, the second variable, and so on. That's it. And use the opposite of this. This is the opposite of this. Use this director or direction for input. CN separator or direction separator A, then input B. So this is like what I'm going to say, like input the input the value of A, then input the value of B, and that's it. And this is our assignment. C تساوي A plus B, and the result is C. That's it. I think it's very clear also. When I'm going to run this, the same behavior actually. 6 and 6 is going to be 12. 7 and 8 is going to be 15, and so on. I think it's much or it's more clear right now. Here I have used C out. You remember C out, which I have used for the first two programs. The result is this is the first thing is going to be printed on the screen, and then the separator, then the variable C, what is inside C, and then backslash N, the next line. I think it's clear. So guys, I have finished for today. If you have some questions or something, I am with you. Go on.
Large watch the connectivity connects.
I really don't know whether the phone you're into that what is the password you put it WhatsApp
Sorry, I couldn't hear
Anyway,
clearly. I think your name is Shawal.
Take a hotspot. You go take a hotspot.
You can upload your hotspot.
Searching hotspot.
Hello.
Settings.
Search out.
I think there are no questions for you till now. So that's it. And thank you very much. Actually, I'm going to share these materials with you.
Open.
I'm going to provide you with what is important. Okay.
Connection, Wi-Fi connection between.
Wabera akamonda akagira kalinga katano but
There is a problem.
Yeah, Wi-Fi on.
no akatekako hotspot.
Okay guys, thank you.
Ukubye ku WhatsApp.
Kasharinga nkulaga then
Proper.
connecting the because the device you're connecting with the Okay. Let me try to see if I can do that.
I don't think I'm going to this process.
I think the John,
Mm.
November hotspot.